Hello everyone, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another Duelist video. It's 9, dear lord, but at least I've got another blank card. Let's use it. 4,700, not good enough. But I do appreciate that it was at least higher than it could have been. It could have shown up at level 2,000 or some shit. That's not really a high level when you see the range of options here. Like from level 800 to 5,000. Like 2,000 is definitely not 5,000. I mean, seriously, Mizar. You think I deserve to face your best and prove it? He does a better job of that in ranked when players are playing Mizar. Alright, I'm going to summon that. Because I can. And I don't need a reason for doing things. Unpopular opinion, I can do things for no reason. I can do all sorts of things for no reason. You know, I haven't caught up with Go Rush. Oh, that's weird. Then again, I haven't caught up with Sevens either, and that series is finished. Arguably. I'm not entirely convinced anymore. But I do believe that Go Rush is, I'm probably going to cry at some point. Makes more sense than the crying I was doing during Sevens. Yes, I was crying during the run of Sevens. You may be like, why? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was the lack of aliens. I'm so confused. But what I do know is Go Rush is a prequel. So maybe that's why I was crying. That makes no sense. No one is buying this. But do you think I care? I mean, no one buys that I clicked on a Discord channel that doesn't exist either. No one is buying that, and I understand. But I still don't know how that happened. I just know that I experience weird shit. And that weird shit is shit that not everyone is going to believe, and I have to live with that. I have to live with that fact, and you know what? It's okay. You don't have to believe me. Because I understand. I wouldn't either, in many cases. Because that sounds like complete bullshit. And it's generic enough that I could say it, and it would just not be true. It really is just that generic. I could make that up easily, and no one would question it. Because it sounds like bullshit, so that's why people would be like, receipts? I can't have receipts of something that never existed. If that doesn't make any logical sense. And I mean, we're talking about things that already don't make sense, but I mean, let's be real here. I'm not out of touch with reality, okay? I know it's weird. I know the claim doesn't make sense according to all logic. But to be fair, I make a lot of claims that sound weird. So let's not act like that's the only claim that's weird coming from my mouth. I've got many claims that fall in the same category. I don't actually need Mizar to spawn at level 5,000. I can wait for his rerun, which I will probably also play as Shark the entire way through. Why? Because I can, of course. Although Shark will probably be at his cap by then. I don't think I need an entire few hours to get in there. I think Shark is close enough. Even though grinding against the raid boss to get a level up and to your cap, I still wouldn't recommend anyone do that. I'm only doing it because I'm insane. I don't think anyone else should be doing it. Although if you too are insane, you might consider it. But what if your account is older than mine? And what if you already have every character maxed out? Why would you bother? There would be no reason for it. Hold on, let me make sure that okay. You may think that's weird, and if I was anyone else, that would be true. But I forgot how raid boss rules work. For like 5 seconds, and that was ridiculous because I've been doing this for so many hours. You may be like, why? Why? I'm bored. That's why. You may be wondering why boredom is my motivation. Boredom is my motivation for a lot of my insane ideas. What are you talking about? You really think you're going to win? That's very interesting behavior on your part, Mizar. I don't think I understand. You're so much older than me, and yet I still don't comprehend. Surely by your age you would know that this isn't a winning board for you. You cannot defeat me in your current state. Surely you are old enough to know this. You're what? Hold on, you're what level again? I mean, you're what again? Hold on a second, I'm confused. What am I doing? Oh. Okay, I see. I was confused for a second. I was ahead in my thought process. I thought I was doing this instead. Which is weird, but you have to admit that I am weird. So, of course I'm going to demonstrate that evidence on screen. Why wouldn't I? Alright, number 70 doesn't take him out, right? Okay, I was hoping that wouldn't. Alright, now I've got one more attack coming for you. You can't win. I destroyed you. I destroyed you, so go to the losing couch. Which is an idea I may have stolen. But the concept is still the same. You lost, so go sit there. Go sit there and cry or something if your species is capable of that. Can Barians cry? I was told the answer is yes. Thank you for telling me, random Barian. Oh my god. I used my memories for that. You may be like, whose memories? And how would you remember that they can cry? Well, one did. In fact, Mizar cried. I saw him do it, but he was in his human form then. Which begs the... Okay. You did that out of spite, and I will not believe otherwise. You don't like that I called you out for crying. Well, listen, dude. If you're so superior to humanity, surely you've overcome your insecurity that men can't cry. Because they can cry and should. It's healthy every now and then. Do it. Seriously, I'm not insulting you. It's a fact. I saw you do it. And you weren't even the only Barian shown to do it. There was at least one other one. Yes, at least one other one. You may be wondering which Barian I was recalling was crying. Well, embarrassingly enough, it was not Mizar that I was thinking of. Because I pointed out that he was crying too, so I was talking about someone else that cried on screen in Barian form. And the fact that I could remember that is some kind of weird miracle. I barely remember anything from some of these series. I barely remember Vrains. And I barely remember some of the earlier seasons of Go Rush. It may be like earlier seasons. Oh, I meant arcs. My bad. I did not mean to get that wrong. It's just my memory is that bad sometimes. And Mizar should know. He watched it suffer in real time. And perhaps he knows a thing or two about me. No, he doesn't. He doesn't know a damn thing. He looks at my active character and he's like, hold on a second, should I say it? Down 1000, I am going to kill you. Straight up, you're dying by my hand. I might even extend my villain arc until the point where I'm actually able to do this. Which means I will be in villain mode for how long? Who knows, maybe I'll have long enough to become an actual villain. Dear Lord. But most villains do not bring out their villainous side at the very beginning. They're built up, so you understand. And then the villainous shit happens. I assume this is the logic Ray was going for. Especially before he was attacking Alito. He attacked Alito for some very strange reasons. And Mizar didn't pick up on the fact that was clearly another Barian. Or did he? I don't remember anymore. You may be like, hold on a second. Yes. Alito's rerun was back in December. I realize it hasn't been that long. But my memory, well, it's selective. If you want to know why it's really that bad, it's just selective. It's not really... I can remember some details and some things I can't remember. And then I have to look them up on the internet. Sometimes Google is enough, sometimes it's not. Google, I judge you. Google would like me to know that it doesn't give a fuck. Thanks, Google. I know. You definitely don't. You're just, you're flexing your money on me. You're flexing it in my face right now without actively trying. How? Well, because you're in control of this entire platform. And that is all the proof you need. To just be like, well, you're not being very successful, are you? Dude! Most people aren't successful during the first few years of their YouTube career. Provided, of course, I even end up having one. Sometimes it takes them several years, maybe 10 years. Maybe 12, I don't know. I could take off any day now, though. But don't worry, it will not be this year or next year. And I'm not even sure when it'll happen. If ever, but considering I'm still doing this, I am committed enough to eventually end up with a lot of subscribers. It's just a matter of continuing to do it. And I am very stubborn. Would you like me to demonstrate my point, Mizar? Because I am very known for my stubbornness. I am so infamous for being stubbornness. Wait, what? And now I'm calling myself the physical embodiment of stubbornness. That is actually very hilarious to me. I didn't realize that's what I thought. But clearly I believe this. Anyway, no matter how skeptical you are about some of the things that I believe, no matter how skeptical you are, you cannot deny that I'm very, very stubborn. And that is a very interesting detail because a lot of people are stubborn when it comes to some of the things I believe. And that is for good reason. Not everyone should believe what I do just because it just doesn't make any logical sense. You have your own brain. I really don't think you should believe everything I do just because I'm stubborn. But I am stubborn. And no one can deny this. Not even the worst of skeptics alive. And you may be wondering what the hell I'm talking about. I'm referring to my zodiac sign. And now people are cringing. Well, cringe. I'm still stubborn. It's still a zodiac stereotype. For my sign that I fit by pure coincidence. I also fit other qualities as well. But we're not going to discuss those. Actually, there is one other one that I will bring up. People with my zodiac sign, we can't hold grudges. You just don't always see that because some people are better than me. Like Alexis. You may be wondering how she's relevant to this conversation. Because she shares my zodiac sign. We're born on the same day of the year, actually. If you read the manga, she has my birthday. Hold on. You may be like, really? Yeah, go check. There's information if you go to Yugipedia. Or just the random wiki, but I mean, I've been going to Yugipedia, which is more complete these days. Alright, Mizar. I will kick your ass at full strength. I cannot even believe you actually showed up at this level. But I'm glad you did, because now I'm going to kick your ass. Is my deck going to work with me, please? I don't want another repeat of what happened during Paradox's event. Which was what exactly? I believe I failed to take him out at level 5,000 for some reason. Did I make a mistake? Oh, that sounds just like me. That sounds just like me. I made a mistake earlier, so everyone knows this. This isn't new information. But now I'm staring at Mizar like, are you going to ruin things for me? Are you going to ruin everything that I've built? Everything? What if I... No. No, I cannot do that to myself. I have already done too much. I have already said too much. I will show some restraint. Although I don't think anyone thinks that I have. I'm pretty sure people are already like, what are you even talking about? We know your references. You're not lying to any of us. Okay, how many of you have actually watched Zexal, though? Maybe one of you? Oh my god! You do not understand what you've done! I don't have... Alright. Go ahead and do this. I will destroy everything you have. I will rip you to shreds. I will make sure that you're left as the particle you represent. Wait a minute, that's what your monster represents, not you. That doesn't matter and is irrelevant. You're going down because I said so, and you don't get a choice in the matter. I rule over everything. Which is what I've decided for the sake of what exactly? Yeah, I don't know either. You think you're badass? You think you've got what it takes to win against me? Well, I'm the one in control here, and I'm at the top of the chain of command. I'm better than Dawn 1000, actually. I say like I didn't see the consequences of that behavior. That exact mindset. Not seeing consequences, I'm just better than he is. I'm better than Specter. And stronger. So I will not repeat his mistakes. I say, as I repeat his mistakes. And well, Dawn 1000 isn't controlling me, is he? Oh. That's a spoiler. My bad. Though I don't know how many people actually care. Some people look at Zexal and they're like, judge. And go ahead and judge Zexal all you want. It gets dark later. I thought the same would happen in 7s. Which is I'm probably impacted by all those years I cried. You may be like, why did you cry though? As I've already mentioned, I have no idea. That was some kind of weird, maybe there was no reason. Maybe I just felt like it. Maybe my body felt like it. Maybe I don't need a reason for that. My brain works in mysterious ways. Just like your god, if you have one. Technically, Dawn 1000 is a god. Do I believe that? No, I don't. He's weak to me. He's weak. I am more powerful than he will ever be. And you may be like, sure. Well, I'm sure he'll have plenty of time to tear me apart for saying it. I wonder if he'll be any tougher than Zone was. Zone, the person I also insulted during his event. I'm going to insult Zark too, but it won't be as fun. I mean, Zark is... Well, we know what I've said about Yuya, but... Isn't it unfortunate when you become the very thing that you're not really... You don't want to be known for that, right? I mean, of course he doesn't want to be known for that. But... You know which design we're getting? We're absolutely getting the type... We're not getting human Zark in this game. We're not getting that version of Zark. Probably because there were all kinds of problems the last time they did something like that. So they're not going to do it again because they don't want the backlash. Ugh. Was there backlash? I wasn't here. I just assumed there was backlash because I Alright. This is a repeat of what I remember happening during Paradox's event. Although I was playing as Yusei instead of Shark. You may be like, well, that makes sense. Well, the point I'm making here is dueling Paradox as Yusei makes sense, but most people that want the high score they're playing as Shark. I mean, they're playing as Kite. For obvious reasons, and I'm obviously not doing that. By the way, I clicked on something that I didn't mean to click on. You destroyed my dreams, Mizar! What dreams? We're going to ignore that I even had dreams for him to ruin. I don't even have an imagination to make up one. I have an imagination, but I don't think he destroyed any of my dreams. Just saying. You still have a rerun. I'll destroy you then. This sounds like a similar claim that I didn't quite live up to. Actually, did I live up to it or did I not live up to it? I can't remember. I can't remember. It was a long time ago, so anything could have happened. All right, your move. I did something stupid. But I did all kinds of stupid shit. And hold on a second. No. I'm not falling for it. And now I wish I used it. How dare you? Although I did taunt you into showing up at your best, so I guess what am I supposed to say? I mean, you know, he proved his side of the argument. Where's mine? I lost the argument. You did it again? Ugh! You're going to pay for this after spoilers. Meaning what? Meaning spoilers exist. Although I've probably already spoiled everyone because, well... If you look up pictures of Nash, you obviously know who that is. Okay. Well, to be fair, I'm going to... Okay, fair. Fair. It's not 1000 fucking with the RNG for this step. I'm sure he doesn't like that I insulted him and claimed to be so much more powerful than he is. Well, the best way to prove yourself as a villain is to insult another one. Well, maybe not. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be taking... Alright, you win. I understand. I get it. The video's over. Everyone can now go home. I'm going to just do everything else off screen. I lost the entire argument and even the duel. Dear Lord, I can't even believe that happened. But I can hold a grudge. I can hold a grudge. I can hold a grudge. I can hold a grudge, Mizar. Don't fuck with me. I can hold a grudge. We're not just talking about my active character. I can hold a grudge. Just ask Adrian. But I'm done here. I'm done.